Part two. For some reason, the phone don't want me to give an idea. It's got its own idea. It must have heard that I was talking about the cell phone. Yes. So I left off on that little idea of the cell phone with somebody that's in a village that never left their village. And now that person can see the whole world. They can learn things that they never thought was possible. They could stay at their village and travel to different countries and see what other people across the world is doing and living like. They could watch movies. They could learn different languages and so on from the one idea. So I'm saying that to say, if you don't have no money, good. Stop worrying about money. Money don't solve all problems. Yes, it's a tool that you can use to solve some problems or make things easier, but it's not the only thing. An idea, on the other hand, and let me just say this about money. There's many ways to get money. You could work for money. You could sell something. You could exchange something. You could do a service. You could borrow it. There's many ways to get money. So if you don't have money, that's not the problem. It's just how to get it. One of the most powerful ways of getting money or a resource or stability is a good idea. Now, how do you expect anybody to believe in your idea if you don't even believe in it? I'm going to say that again. How do you believe somebody else is going to believe in your idea if you don't believe in it? And the reason why I say that is, some people cannot see what you can see. Some people only see lemons. They don't see lemonade. They see lemons. They're like, I remember the last time I tasted that. Ugh, it was sour. My mouth is watering from that. I don't want to do nothing with that. And some people is gonna say, well, I wonder if I put some strawberries, some raspberries, some blueberries, some blackberry, some cherries. I wonder if I'm able to put some star fruit, if I'm able to put some noni juice, some honey or agave or some sugar. I wonder what that would be like. And they actually go and do it. And they give it to that person that only saw lemons. And when they give it to the person that only saw lemons, they're like, wow, I like this. What's in this? Lemons. Lemons? What do you mean lemons is in this? Nah, I don't taste no lemons. Exactly. Because all your mind was on was lemons. You did not see the possibilities of what lemons could create in conjunction with something else or in combination with something else. That is what an idea is. Now, let's go back to the cell phone. So, the cell phone is one invention, but it came from many inventions. What do you mean? Well, I'm using the cell phone right now and there's a camera on it, and the camera was created before the cell phone. You also have a calculator on the cell phone. You also have a voice recorder on the cell phone. You also have a converter on the cell phone, whether you want to convert different currencies. So you see, it didn't start with a cell phone. It didn't start with a lemonade. It started with those other things that culminated in that idea. I wonder if I can take all these things and put them in a cell phone. And now, those things separately were big by themselves. But when I put all of them together and now make a cell phone, I literally have a computer. And the computer was made before the cell phone. See what the ideas do? Maybe you could tell your idea to somebody and they could add one of those things to your idea. Maybe they could give you an idea for your idea. Did that take money for you to come up with that idea? No. Would it take money to make that idea come to life? I say yes or no. What do I mean? Some people would say yes because they cannot think out of money mentality. And other people, such as myself, can go find somebody to fund my idea. So I don't have to have the money. Even the government in this country, I think it's called the Small Business Association, SBA. You have a good enough idea, the government will fund it, so you don't even need the money. You don't need to have money. You will make money, but you don't need to have money to start it. You just need the idea. And the universe is a thing where once you have a good idea, the universe will send you different resources to complete that idea if you're determined enough, if you're committed enough, if you're loyal enough to yourself and your idea, to where now it start off like this, but it end up like this. You're like, whoa, I never thought this little idea would be so big. So technically, for all those that are listening, please stop worrying about money. There's many ways to get money. I just said that in the first half. You could borrow, you could sell something, you could work for it, many ways to get money. But that idea now, on the other hand, you're limited on that, because not too much people had that idea, or if they had the idea, they probably put it in the idea graveyard, and the one that actually succeeded with coming up with a cell phone or coming up with that idea was the one that said the universe is going to make things work out. Now, some people might call it the law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. The idea is what matters, not the money that you don't have, because, again, you can find investors to invest in your idea. They even have a TV show where you go up on the TV show, you let them know your idea, and they will fund it if they think it's a good idea. And even if they don't think it's a good idea, keep pushing, keep carrying on through. Somebody is going to see the sense out of the nonsense and make sense out of sense. So you have people out there that are millionaires, billionaires, and they look at themselves as nothing. Why are you a millionaire and a billionaire, even though you don't have the money? Because you have that millionaire idea, you have that billionaire idea. And just because you don't have this little chump change money to start it, that don't mean the money is more important than that idea. How much people threw away their life and their dream and their purpose here because somebody else told them that that's a stupid idea. They put it in the idea graveyard and say, maybe you're right. No. Don't let nobody tell you that you have a stupid idea. There's never no such thing as a stupid idea. Did you know that methane gas is stored under the ocean in ice? But somebody had the good idea. Let's take garbage. You know something that somebody throw away and say is worthless? Let's take garbage and make methane from garbage. They probably never heard that there is methane under the sea, frozen. They probably never heard of that. But they probably thought when something decomposes, it releases gas. That gas being concentrated would amount to methane. And now I could take the methane, convert it to something else, and now not only is the idea a good idea that other people could use, but it's an idea that you came here with or for, or you got that idea that literally changed the world. People, how much ideas do you have that can literally change the world that you put in the idea graveyard? I say go back to that idea graveyard, get that idea, do some CPR, do some Heimlich maneuver, do that shock treatment that they do whenever your heart stops, and resuscitate or bring that idea back alive. It's not a stupid idea. I'm going to say that again. Take that idea out of the idea graveyard, do some CPR, some mouth to mouth, do the Heimlich maneuver, do that thing where they shock your heart and boom, now your heart is working again, and resuscitate and make that idea alive again. Now, this is not for everybody, but this is for somebody. Because you have a lot of people out there with some great ideas. And if nobody didn't tell you your idea is great, let me be the first one. You got a great idea. Work on it. Believe in yourself. That was a gift from your creator. I know we get lonely sometimes. Take it as I tell you, I'm a creator myself. I have the Master Mix. I have Superstructure Water. I have my Sulfaton. I have my detoxes. I have my own energy drinks. The list goes on and on and on. And you know one thing I realized? Sometimes you have to be so stuck in that corner that the only place to go is to move forward. You don't have no choice. That's the mentality that you need to be in with your idea. It might take 5 years. It might take 2 years. It might take 2 days. It might take 2 hours. Please revisit that idea. Please revisit that thing that they told you it's stupid and it would never work. Maybe the people that told you that didn't see that for themselves, didn't see themselves doing any better. So because they didn't see themselves doing any better, they're naturally going to put themselves in your place when you tell them about the idea. And the first thing they're going to say to themselves is, that's not going to work. They're going to say that to themselves first. And then they're going to tell you that that's not going to work because they didn't see it working for them. But guess what? That's not their idea. That's your idea. That's not their gift. That's your gift. Let it marinate. You got a good idea. I'm telling you, you got a very good idea. When I came up with the Master Mix, which is 10 of the most powerful herbs on the planet, they all have adaptogenic properties and they all have nutraceuticals. Look up adaptogens and look up nutraceuticals. But let's make the long short. Adaptogens are something natural that you put in your body and it helps your body to balance. So that means if your blood pressure is too high, it brings it to the right level. If your energy is too low, it brings it to the right level. That's what an adaptogen is. Nutraceuticals. Well, you heard about the pharmaceuticals. Where do you think the pharmaceuticals get it from? They get it from the plants, which is plant medicine, and convert it into man-made medicine, and now they're billionaires. Look up those words. So it all started with one plant. The one plant was noni. You know that fruit that everybody says smells like cheese fruit? Oh, it smells. It looks disgusting. My Master Mix started with one plant. Noni. Then I found moringa. Then I found Shajandra. Then I found the other one. Then I found the other one. Then I found the other one. And yes, it might have taken 5 to 10 years to develop. After I did that, there's no turning back. An idea that don't make sense to nobody else but you. You have some ideas that you need to go ahead, grab it like your life depends on it, because it does. Grab it out of the idea graveyard. Resuscitate it and bring it back to life. It's a good idea. There's somebody out there that need to hear this. There's somebody out there where this is confirmation. Let this be confirmation, people, that there's never a stupid idea. Here's an idea. A child saw a tractor trailer stuck underneath the bridge. And they're using a tow truck to try to pull it from the bridge. So they hook up another tow truck, try to get it out the bridge. Can't budge. They put another tow truck, try to pull it out. It won't budge. The child see it, and it only made sense to the child that, why don't you just let the air out the tires? And all these people that went to college, universities, have big degrees and everything else, they didn't come up with the idea. But that child came up with that idea. They let the air out the tires. That truck came out like clockwork. Sounds stupid, don't it? Well, that's what they told you about your idea. But the whole point is, did it work out? Who's trying to convince you that your idea is not going to work out? Some people say the devil is a liar. I don't call that energy the devil. I call that energy the angel of challenge. Don't you go to work to get money? So you have to give up something to get something? So when you get a challenge, you're going to give up? You're not going to try to face the challenge to make it pay off? When you go to work, don't it pay off in the sense that you get a paycheck? So that same idea that somebody told you was stupid and didn't make no sense, you don't think that's going to pay off if you go through with that challenge? The angel of challenge always have a challenge for you. And that challenge is for you to dig deep inside. So when you think you have adversity, the adversity is actually supposed to let you see how strong, how smart, how wonderful you are. And that's for you to prove to yourself first, because it starts with you. The idea started here. And it's your job to take that idea either out of the graveyard or before it went to the graveyard and look at that idea as a blessing so you could turn your idea to reality. By the way, contrary to popular beliefs, everything started as an idea, including myself. Now, some people could say, if you had an accident and you got pregnant, It's not an accident, people. You had the idea to go relieve some stress. And your way of relieving stress was to do the boogie down. That one idea ended up with a child. That same child came up and had an idea that was able to change the world. So ladies, be careful of getting rid of those good ideas that you might have, thinking it's going to be a problem. That could be your way out. And now you're going to get rid of that gift. I can't tell nobody what to do. I'm just saying though. My mother was in that position. And if she made that decision, I wouldn't be here right now to talk to you. I would have been known as a bad idea. So when I say money don't make you rich, technically I'm correct. Your ideas do. How much ideas do you have in the idea graveyard that you can't even put a price on? How much ideas that was a good idea to you, you was all hype and crunk and you was ready to go do it, and somebody convinced you that's not a good idea and you just take that idea and put it in the idea graveyard? How much ideas you thought was stupid, and I know somebody had this idea, but I'm going to tell you my story. When I just came to this country, naturally, that was before the time that they had the peanut butter with the honey in it. And me, being me, I made a peanut butter sandwich and I decided to put honey on it. A couple of years later, I was a child at the time. A couple of years later, a company came up with peanut butter and honey. And then they start putting syrup in it. And then they start putting peanut butter and jelly in the same container. You know how much those people are getting paid for that idea that as a child I came up with? How much ideas do you have that if you make the mistake and tell somebody else, they will steal your idea and make millions off of it? And just because somebody told you that was a garbage idea or that was a stupid idea, you didn't follow through. But now you're looking like, wow, I came up with that idea a long time ago. Yeah, but you never did anything with it. Your ideas are your riches, not money. You could burn money. It's a piece of paper. You cannot burn your ideas. I mean, I guess it would consider burning your idea if you actually take it and put it in the idea graveyard. Think about those ideas you have. Sometimes it takes desperation to come up with a good idea. Sometimes it takes stress to come up with a good idea. But what if you didn't have any of that to deal with and you still had a good idea? It's still a good idea, not just to you, but it's a good idea to the world. You just need to bring it to fruition and make your idea come to life. So your idea could represent you, because maybe that's your purpose here. Maybe your purpose here is to come up with a good idea like the cell phone, like the calculator, like the camera, like the computer, in order to change the world or make the world a better or make things easier for everyone else. It all started with an idea. So whoever is out there listening to this right now, change your thinking, which is also an idea. And when you change your thinking, let the treasures that the Creator gave you be your treasures. They're not for anybody else. They're yours. And that's a gift from your Creator to you. That's what your ideas are. They're gifts. That's what your ideas are. They're gifts. People, please stop taking your gifts and throwing it on the ground and say, that's it. That's garbage. What am I supposed to do with that? Because if you don't do something with it, take it as I tell you. You have about 8-point-something billion people on this planet. I believe it might be more. But if you don't do something with your idea, 8-point-something billion people have all the incentive to do something with that idea and make something come out of it.